Welcome to the God and Gainz podcast. I am your host, Derek. So I was thinking, about back when I grew up, how a lot of the rappers and everything, they would always tell you to raise your hands, throw your hands up. Outkast had that song they we are always talking about. Now throw your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care. That was a jam. And by the way, Outkast is by far the greatest rap slash hip hop duo of all time. Prove me wrong. But anyway, so I remember that, and I remember when I started going to concerts, I see people, they got their hands raised and, all of this stuff. But then the funny thing is, when I started going to church for real, and I would see people raising their hands and they're looking up, got their eyes closed, they might be crying, and I started really thinking about what that represented, you know, surrender, praise, worship, just submission to God and His will, just giving yourself up for Him. So I never looked at, a concert, some musical concert, the same way after that. And I just like, man, I would see people doing that, and I'm just like, nah, this don't sit right with me. This is not, because I know there's only one who sacrificed his life for me. There's only one who deserved the honor, the glory, and the praise. So, not a knock on anybody who's still in that place. I'm not there. I can't do it. But, it's just what it symbolizes. Like, just seeing people look like they're worshiping whoever this person is on this stage with this music, like, I can't do it. But, you know, like I said, not a knock on anybody. Just that's where I am today. But just thinking about raising your hands, it made me also think about there's a story in the Bible about when Moses was bringing the Israelites out of Egypt, and it's in the book of Exodus, I think chapter 17. It talks about them being in battle, and when Moses had his hands raised up, the Israelites were winning the battle. But when he lowered his hands, they would start losing. So he was there standing at the top of this hill with his hands raised. But what happened, of course, I mean, how long can you keep your hands raised? You know? And so he was starting to get tired, standing there, hands raised. So what happened? A guy named Aaron and a guy named Hur, I think I'm pronouncing it right. They said, all right, you know what? Sit on this rock and we're going to help you keep your hands raised so we can win this battle together. We're going to do this. So they did that. And, reading that story, it made me think about, like, yeah, in your life, you can set out on this victorious path. And, you know, because when you think about somebody who's victorious, you watch a fight or you watch anything, one of the first things people do, even at the end of a football game, a basketball game, any competition, it could be Uno, spades, dominoes, whatever. First thing somebody do is throw their hands up. And that's like victory posture. You see somebody with their hands raised, you automatically think like, they won. You watch a UFC fight or something like that. At the end of the round or the end of the fight, the person got their hand raised because they want to convince the judges that they did enough to win that fight. So they want to set that tone. They want to create that look, that victorious look. And so, but the issue is, what happens when you get tired? you set out on this victorious path and you got your hands raised, but then you get tired because the victory ain't realized yet. You know, you might not have that victory in your life in your hands already. You know it's coming. You know you can get it. But along that journey, you get tired. And see, when we look at Moses, he had some people around him to recognize that he was getting tired. Aaron and Hur. And so they came and they said, we got you. Sit here, rest, and we going to keep your hands lifted. We going to keep you in that victorious posture so you'll know you're going to get this victory. And so we're here. We're your support. We're going to help you. And that's what leads me to my point of this episode. It's about having the right people around you. The right people around you. I see a lot of people, you know, they might have like a lot of people around them, but who in that crew is really for them? Who can they really count on when they get tired? When they feel like they can't go on? That's when you find out who's really with you and who's just there. All of my life I started to realize that when I was in elementary school, I had two best friends. I had some other friends, but I had two real friends. And there were other people around me, but at the core of it, I had two real friends. And then I realized when I moved to middle school, it kind of fizzled out the same way. Two real friends. Same thing in high school. And I started to take notice. Even when I got to college, I had so many people around me coming to my dorm room, you know, everything, hanging out with me. But I had two real friends that were like the core. And even to this day, I got two real friends. Like, you know, one's a friend and a brother from another mother, and one's an actual relative. I'm not going to call them out right here. But, and then in my household, I got two real homies, my wife and my daughter. Solid folks. That help me when I get weak, help me when I get tired. They help me keep my hands raised. They help remind me that I still have the victory as I go along. It's so important to identify those folks. And if you don't have them, pray about those folks coming in your life. And also pray about who you can be that friend for, that support for. Because sometimes you get tired. You know you're going to win. You know you can, you know, you just got to press on. But you get tired. You get tired. So you get those people around you to say, you know what? I recognize that he's going to win. I know he's going to win or she's going to win. But they're tired right now. I'm going to step in. I'm going to help them keep their hands raised in victory to help remind them that they will win if they press on. And I'm going to be right here to help them get rest and to help them stay in that victorious posture. Because you can have 1 million social media followers and you can be just a superstar about it. But who's really helping you win? Who's really helping you keep your hands raised? And who's just there? Quality over quantity. Moses had those two guys look up and realize he's getting tired. We need to help him. We need to support him because we know we have this victory. We can win this. And we're going to win this together. Because I'm here to support him. I'm going to guide him. I'm going to help him get rest. He will get this victory. We will get this victory together. And when we get this victory, we're going to celebrate together. And he's going to know he's not running this race alone. He's not fighting these battles alone. He's not moving toward this victory alone. He's got support. He's got help. He's got folks that are going to help him keep his hands raised in a victorious posture to get there and to finish it with the victory. So pay attention to the people you have around you. Sort them out. Everybody, you can be cool with everybody, but not everybody's going to be actually cool with you. And not everybody's a friend. Not everybody's a brother. And that's okay. But identify those people. Identify those people that are always there. Always there. Watching. And they're paying attention to what you're saying. And they're paying attention to what you're not saying. They're checking on you. And they're helping you keep your arms raised. The people you surround yourself with are very important. They can either add to you or take away from you. Keep watch. And like I said, also pay attention to who you're showing up for. And if you're not showing up for anybody, pay attention to that. Because somebody needs you. Somebody needs your help. So receive help and give help. And we can all get the victory. That's God.